Hello, my name is Y2BlockA, my ID is 150863, and in this video I will explain the work I've done on particles during this block. Um, the work that I've done on particles has been very basic. The only thing I've focused on was just try to add dynamic lighting to the scene. So what I did was taking the default effect for fire, that is the one you're seeing right here, and playing around a little bit with lifetime, initial size, color over life, and size by life. I made the particle kind of shape the way that I wanted, but that wasn't anything like particularly in depth. It was just a quick overlook just to get acquainted with particles in general and what every function did. And what I had after that was a particle like this that, as you can see, does not cast any light. The whole point of having particle systems in the scene was exactly to have dynamic lighting and make the scene feel much more alive. So what I did was getting into the particle itself and adding light casting to the particle emitter and the embers themselves. Um, I played a lot with their values to find something that would satisfy me. In particular, the color scale over time that was changed is here, as you can see, is basically 10 times red and 2 times yellow, making a nice orange. The brightness over a lifetime has been modified to be constant and pretty bright. Radius scale has been modified to be pretty small, otherwise it would become overwhelming. And the light exponent has kept constant. And by doing that, I achieved these kind of effects. So as you can see, the light is flickering, and the embers themselves are emitting a little bit of light. But this was causing huge performance issues. So even if the effect created by the embers that I was previously actually using to indicate, for example, in here, indicates the different exits, and basically create a trail of embers to guide the players through the level, I actually had to drop that because it was way too heavy on the GPU. So for optimization purposes, what I did was, in the new version of the particle, taking out the light casting from the embers themselves. And once I did that, the effect of course didn't modify as much. I still have nice dynamic lighting in the well, but of course the embers themselves do not cast light anymore. But these improved performances quite a lot and did not cause any more FPS drops. Finally, still for particles, I did work on the birds particle. So as you can see here, um, what is happening is just I took the base bird particle that is used in Titan Pass, and is um, in the default material that we have with the engine. And everything I did was basically increase the acceleration quite a bit, and giving the birds themselves a specific direction to keep. And by doing that, as you can see, I achieved a swarm of birds moving really fast that I can then activate with my statue blueprint whenever somebody gets a schedule kill. So this was kind of it for particles. I will not get into the materials as they are really basic. I just created some basic red, yellow, blue, white materials and some emitting ones. The chain material that you can see here was just basically a couple of modification in an existing material that was stained glass. I just wanted to see if I could create a chain material out of it, so I just modified a couple of parameter in here to make it look like green stained glass. And yeah, so as for the material, I did really basic things that I will not go into because it's just not worth it. So thank you very much for your time. Thank you for listening.